There's that one person in your friend group or in your family that's always telling stories. They're the best storytellers in the world. They're the people that when you're sitting at dinner, they're telling stories and everyone is mesmerized, everyone is paying attention, everyone wants to know what's taking place in this story. There's just great storytellers out there. I love in Acts chapter 26, as we're reading today, Paul is really telling his story. He's telling the story to King Agrippa of how he experienced God and how Jesus revealed himself to him. And he's telling this story. And as he's walking through this story, I can only imagine that King Agrippa's like, what in the world's going on? Like, I'm sure he was mesmerized by the story that Paul was telling. Now, I know that there are storytellers around you and that Paul was telling a story, but I also want you to know that you have a story as well and that your story matters. And I encourage you to be willing to sit back and think about the story of how Jesus transformed your heart or transformed your life. Think about the stories of when God was there for you when you were hurting and where God provided for you when you were in need, when God was there with a word or when God showed something to you when you needed wisdom. Think about those stories. What I want you to know is just like Paul with King Agrippa, telling the stories of how God has transformed and encountered him, I want you to know that you can tell the stories of how God has encountered you, how God has transformed you to this world. And to be honest with you, they need to hear the stories. I encourage you, just like Paul, to be a storyteller. To be a storyteller to this world, to let them know how God has transformed your heart and transformed your life. God bless you. Have a great day and go tell some stories.